So, a very good afternoon to everyone. This is Shraddha Pandey, and today we are going to discuss cybersecurity, and our topic is cybercrime. So, before we are moving ahead with cybercrime, we need to understand the word cybersecurity. Means what is cybersecurity? See, if I talk about cyber or security, I can say these both words are combination of two words. Means cyber and security is a combination of two words. Yani cyber and security. In cyber, we can say our technology, or we can say it refers to a technology we are using. We can say security. If I talk about in general about security, then security is like I want to protect something. So in cyber security, we can say it's a set of practice, or it's a technology we are practicing to protecting our information, our digital information, and every one of us is relying on technology to store our information. It can be our personal information, it can be any sensitive data. If I'm talking about any big organization, or I can say in my personal use, I'm using I'm using technology for storing my data. Means every personal information, every sort of information is stored in my in my system. So cyber security is basically we are studying it to protecting our information, or how to protect our information from the theft, from the breaches, because the information which I have, or the information which I'm storing in my system is very confidential, and it is very personal. And if the leak occurs in that, it should be it should create some theft in my I can say it can create some theft in my information, and some breaches of information should also occur. So the very first thing, or the very first topic we are going to study here is cybercrime. So here we go. See, what is cybercrime? See, cyber means computer, and crime means something unfair and illegal, and we can say which collectively means a crime executed using computer technology. As I already told you that cybersecurity is also a combination of two words, which is made from two words, which is cyber and security. And here we are studying cybercrime, and here also we divided cybercrime into two words. Means cyber means computer or a technology, and crimes in general or in technology we can say something unfair and illegal. Means we are committing any crime which is illegal. Means we are accessing anything which is illegal, or we are entering someone's system without his or her permission. So we can say that it is illegal. So we can say that crime means unfair and illegal, which collectively means a crime is executed using computer technology. It could be that the computer may be involved in crime, and the criminal is targeting computer as a victim, and it could harm someone's privacy or someone's finances. Now, see, it comprises a wide range of cybercrimes such as cyber fraud, financial scams, cyber sex traffic, ad scams, etc. Many privacy concerns refers to cybercrime when the privacy is intercepted and disclosed. And these are such type of crimes which are occurring nowadays, which is cyber fraud, financial scams, cyber sex trafficking, ad scams, etc. Many privacy concerns are referring when their privacy is intercepted. According to World Economic Forum 2020, Global Risk Report confirmed that organized cybercrime bodies are joining forces to execute criminal activities online. All these activities are taking place online. So this also affects the global GDP. Of course, it will affect it, and the world economy, as financial scams related activities are more notable and popular in the cyber world. See, the crimes are taking place online. Means nowadays we have noticed that there are many types of cyber crimes, or we can say there are frauds occurring, and there are many types of crimes occurring. So how they are occurring? Means the criminals are using computer, means they are using technology. They are using technology as a tool, or they have made, or they have choose their computer as a tool to uh, I can say, see, the frauds are occurring and the ad scams are occurring through online, through some financial losses can be occur, and it should be harm my privacy. Like if my personal data is leaked, so obviously it should harm my privacy. And also someone can demand me some money. I want such type of money. If you don't give me this amount of money, and I'll share this information with someone else, or I'll leak your information on some platforms. So this is the way cyber crime is happening. See, these are the types of cyber crime: cyber fraud, cyber terrorism, ad fraud, cyber sex trafficking, computer as a target, computer as a tool, and drug trafficking. See, now we'll see cyber fraud. What is cyber fraud? It refers to an act of stealing e-data or gaining unlawful use of another computer system. This usually involves accessing a computer without permission or authorization. We can also say it is unauthorized access. How unauthorized access? Someone is accessing my system without my authorization, without my permission. So this access is called unauthorized access. Okay. See, the forms of computer fraud involves hacking of a computer, means someone is illegally entering your system and is hacking your system, means he or she has all the right to enter your system. Sending malicious codes such as viruses, means the hacker, or we can say the person who is about to hack your system, can send some malicious codes which can be viruses, and it can also install some malware, some suspicious software or spyware to steal the data. Phishing, to perform scams or finances or banking details, means the one or the person or the hacker who is entering my system or who has controlled my system can perform some scams on my finances, can also get some banking details. He or she has all the right to enter some viruses in my system. The person can also install some malware, can also install some suspicious software or spyware to steal my data, and I am unaware about that my system is already hacked, and identify theft. See, sending hoax, we can say seems to be good, but in reality aren't. Emails, data mining, means my data can be theft, my personal information can be leaked, and data mining, because we can understand this word data mining is like my data is stored in system and someone can perform some alteration in the data, and I'm unaware about that this any kind of alteration is done in my system. Now, cyber terrorism. What is it? Act of terrorism is executed using computer technologies. See, again we have studied that the hacker is using computer as a tool, or computer is a technology, means the person or the hacker has made the use of computer, means they are using only technology for committing the crimes such as cyberspace or other computer resources. So, as an act of large-scale disruption, mainly of computer networks connected to the internet using computer viruses and malware softwares, government and IT specialists have recorded much increase in cyber terrorism since the early 2000s. And these could include phishing, hardware methods, programming scripts, and some threats can also be sent like rape threats, death threats, harm to mental health threats, and some malicious software. All these methods are, all these threats are sent to person for committing the crimes. The technology is being used actively and effectively for performing all these types of crimes, and cyber terrorism is using one of out of these. Let's see, phishing, hardware methods, programming scripts, and some type of threats are also are being sent by hackers, like it is rape threats, we can say death threats, harm to some mental health threats, and some malicious softwares are also installed in someone's system to tap the data or to collect some sensitive information from one's personal computer. Now, ad fraud. See, ad fraud particularly refers to a scam uses ads as a sense or a tool for betting people for amazing opportunities. These got popularity in the cyber world as they are less likely to be prosecuted and are the most earnable. See, ad fraud are basically, they are like some people are battling for some amazing opportunities and they are more vulnerable in the world of cybercrime. So these mainly are classified into three categories. One is identity fraud. It is when the criminal changes his identity, which seems to be a known organization, and inflates the audience. Okay, and this category includes traffic from bots, cookies stuffing, falsifying, etc. are some examples. We can consider identity fraud as the criminal is committing crime as a known person. Means the person seems to be that it is from some known organization, but it is not. And it inflates the audience, and it will influence the audience like the person belongs to this real organization. And this category includes traffic from bots, cookie stuffing, and falsifying. Means the person is representing some false information. Then attribution fraud. What is this? The criminal tries to look like the real user by copying their clicks, conversations, etc. How? See, we can understand like everyone is having their Insta account, everyone is active on some social media platform like Instagram, like Facebook. So sometimes you see, when you go to someone's Instagram account and you'll find some similar 4 to 5 accounts. So it's very hard for me to recognize who is the real user, because if I go in first person account, I'll find that some things are similar, like their conversation, the conversation which is taking place seems like true, and I'm finding that they both the users are same. And when I go to their page, when I go to their profile, then what I found that they almost have some same post, and their style of writing, their style of commenting, their style of posting is all the same. So it's very difficult for me to find out who is the real owner or which is the real account, which is the real account. So it's very difficult. So attribution fraud seems to be like the user look like real and they'll copy their click. See, and sometimes the conversation, and also it includes hijacked devices, use of infected users through malware, etc. How? This includes use of infected users. Hijack means someone has hijacked their devices and they're using the accounts. And also use of infected users means some types of malware is installed in the system and the user, means the real user is not active on that account, but the hacker is active on the account for some sake of money. And now ad fraud. Services are related to all hosting services and online infrastructure. See, these services can include creating spam websites, link building services, hosting services, fraud campaigns, etc. As we all are aware that ad fraud services are related to all hosting services and online infrastructure. So these services can include like creating some spam websites, link building services, some hosting some services, and also running some fraud campaigns. So that these are all the ways to attract the user, to attract a person, so that they come to their website, they use their services, and the person unintentionally trapped by the hacker, and they are ready to fool that user. Means they are ready to use their sensitive information, they are ready to blackmail them for some stake of money, for some financial gain. Now, cyber sex trafficking. What is it? Victims are threatened, tortured, and transferred to cyber sex traffickers' dens. This refers to transportation of victims and then the live streaming of coarse sexual acts or rape on the webcam. The criminal uses social media network, video conferences, dating pages, online chat rooms, and the dark web to show up the victims being deceived. They use some online payment services to conceal their identities. Means it's very difficult to identify these persons. An estimated shows that almost 6.3 million people are the victims of cyber sex trafficking, and these numbers also include children. To an example, this is 28 to 20 and Thrum case in South Korea. The number is increasing. Means see how much, 6.3 million, and it's very difficult to identify these persons, and they are using these victims for some threatening, they are torturing them, they are transferring these from one place to another, and they are also using some payment. Means they are getting some services and they are using some payment services, and their identity is being concealed. Means we cannot find that the person is where he or she is situated, the crime is taking place from where. So it is very difficult for us. Now, computer as a target. Before we started, the word came computer as a target. See, means the hackers, what they use computer as a target. Means they are fully using computer as their target. Means the hacker is well-known person, or it can be someone from IT background, and he or she knows the hacking. He knows how this technology works, or the person is very well aware about the computer. Means how the technologies are going, how they work, how to install the system, how to install some malware, some suspicious software in the system. That we can say the hacker is someone who is very intelligent and who knows how to hijack someone's system and how to steal someone's information, or we can say someone's personal information, and in return they can ask for some money, and which will be very efficient, which is very efficient for them to blackmail any person, and they can ask for some part of money, and they can threaten the person, if you don't give me such amount of money, I can do this, I can do that. So this is what they are using computer as a tool. Means all the work is being done, or all the work is taking place on computer. As told before, in cyber crimes, computer can be used both as a target or as a tool. So to breach the user's data, a computer can be targeted when the criminal has the technical knowledge. See, I already told you that the person who is a hacker, or who is presently ready to hack someone's system, must have some technical knowledge. Means he is an expert, or He or she is expert in technical knowledge. He knows how to handle computer and knows how to hack the user system and to steal the data. He is very smart. So people are not much prepared to combat these crimes as these are new in existence. Obvious. We we are in this generation, we know about technology. Maybe our parents don't know about this technology, but we know how to secure our system. If I talk about our parents' generation, they don't know how to secure their system, how to change their password, how to keep the system updated. So it's very important for us to be aware, but we don't know about whether others are aware about it or not. So that's why as the technology is increasing, so we are giving a platform to hackers. Means as the technology is increased, the platform for the hackers is also increased, because we all are relying on technology. Means our all sensitive data is earlier stored in some form of papers and in some sort of documents. And now if I talk about some IT infrastructure, if I talk about some organizations, or if I talk about my personal information, which is also stored in computer system, means all the information is being stored in computer, and that's why we have given a platform to hackers, and their platform is being increased. As the technology is increased, their works become more easier, because what they will do, they will just enter anyone's system, they can get the sensitive data, they can steal the data, they can breaches the user's data, and they can do anything they want. Means they have access the system, means they have unauthorized access to someone's system. So it's very easy for them to access my sensitive information, to access my private information, and for some sake of money, they can do whatever they want to do with my information without my knowledge. See, people are not much prepared to combat these crimes as these are new in existence. Obviously, they are new in existence for some. These crimes are mostly done by criminals who are alone, not within organizations. Maybe it can be that these crimes can be done by the person who are alone and not with any organization. Maybe they does not belong to any organization. They are just doing it for their exploration. They are just thrilled. They are just enjoying the things. So we can consider that these include some computer viruses, some malware, some denial of service attack. We can say this is DDoS attack or DOS attack. Okay. Now, computer as a tool. See, earlier they used computer as a technology, means now they are using computer as a tool. How they are using computer as a tool? When criminals use their systems to attack the user's target, it is referred to as a tool. It is clearly mentioned here that when the criminal uses their systems to attack the user's target, it is referred to as a tool. These crimes generally don't need technical experts. I told you earlier that it is not important to be a technical expert in this frame. If I am a hacker, I can learn some techniques and I can access someone's system for some sake of money, for some of my financial gain. So it's not important for me to have some technical knowledge or to be a technical expertise from the criminal side. These crimes generally exploit the victims or users' psychological health by traumatizing, making threats, scamming, blackmailing them. See, when the hacker is using computer as a tool, they can exploit the victim or the user. How? It can affect the psychological health by traumatizing. Also, the hacker can make some threats to victim. Also, it can be some scammers. Also, the hacker can blackmail the user. See, maybe he can blackmail. If you have my personal information, you have all the access to my system, you can blackmail me. You can give me some threats. And if everyone's information is personal, so when someone blackmails me or someone will give me threats, so obviously it will affect my mental health, it will affect my psychological health. I can go in some trauma, like if this happens, like if my information is leaked, what will happen to me? And maybe my reputation, somehow I'll think about my reputation, it will go. So it's about everyone. If someone is blackmailing you, someone is harming you, these includes fraud and ID theft, information warfare, phishing scams, spam, harassment and threats, unsolicited sending of bulk emails, creating fake links to net bank. Now drug trafficking. Dark web or darknet markets are used to buy and sell drugs online. Some criminals use encrypted messaging software to communicate with drug mules. The dark web site, this is the site Silk Road, was the first major online marketplace of drugs. It was permanently shut down by FBI in 2015. Now it is permanently shut in 2015. These markets got a major rise in recent years. There are many ways in which darknet markets can financially drain individuals. So these can be virtual private networks, VPN, tails, browsers, or some to hide their presence online. So, see, drug trafficking is a dark web, or we can say it's a darknet market which is used for buying and selling of drugs. So some criminals are using some encrypted messages, or we can say they are using some softwares to communicate with their mules. And there is officially a website which is known as Silk Road. This was the first major online market for drugs, but now it is officially shut down by FBI in 2015, and their persons are hiding their identity. Means somehow the trafficking is taking place, but this is the official site. Silk Road was the official first marketplace, and now it's shut down. So there are, we can say, many ways in which darknet can financially drain individuals. They can use some virtual private networks, some tails, some browsers, or they can hide their online presence. So that's all for today, and in next lecture we'll discuss how to prevent the victims of these crimes. Thank you.